Hello, welcome everybody. This is a quick tutorial on part of the RHCSA exam. We're going to go over some essential commands. In this video, we're going to go over how to create files and directories. So I already have my Rail 10 VM going here. So if you want to go into the terminal, you click the little hat up top here. All right, it's not working here. Let's see something here. Oh, there it is. Oh, sorry about that. Gotta sign in. So type in your password. All right. So you click here. You click the terminal. So normally in the real world, we don't typically go into root, but in but we're going to start here at the top of the root file system. So we're going to quickly make directories here. So in order to create a directory, so a directory and a folder, or another word for it is a folder, are used interchangeably. So usually commonly a folder we usually refer to as, like, say, in a GUI in this Rails 10 VM, but here in the terminal we refer to as a directory. So the command to create a directory, so you want to type in mkdir. I'm sorry. Let's go to the top root of the directory, which is cd slash. Slash is the top root of the file system. So we're going to go there. Let's clear our screen. So the command to create a directory. So we're going to create a directory called Marvel. So Marvel is one of my favorite comic book studios. So I love Marvel and DC, but Marvel is my favorite. So kind of revolve. So you're going to see a lot of superhero themes in this video. So in order to make a directory, so we start with mkdir, and we're going to call a directory called Marvel. Marvel. All right. So if you want to confirm this, we're going to type a ls command, which is listing. So we're going to add a flag. We're just going to use the ls command. So as you can see, we have Marvel here. So let's create another one. So let's go mk. So hold on, so we made one directory. Let's go about let's make multiple directories. So the command for making multiple directories is mkdir. We're just gonna, it's just gonna be a test here. So we're just going to say slash, we're gonna say slash, let's say, uh, X-Men, say X-Men, and let's say, hmm, X-Men, let's go Fantastic Four, Fantastic Four, and let's go with another X-Men. Let's go with uh, hmm, let's go with Transformers. They're not Marvel, but we're just gonna put that here. Let's make this lowercase here. So let's go with Transformers. So we have multiple directories. So all we have to do is click, delete. There we go. So we want to see these again. Where we want to verify anything, we want to go with the ls command. So as you can see, we have Transformers, we have Fantastic Four, and we have X-Men. Okay. So that's how you create. So we create a single directory, Marvel, and we created multiple directories, X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Transformers. So next, what we want to do, let's say, we want to make create some, create some directories let's say in sequence. And what I mean by that is, I'll show you in a minute. So we're going to go mkdir. So we're going to create, let's say, we're going to go for another comic book studio, DC. So we're going to push DC, but we're going to make multiple files. We're going to create 5 DC files. So in order to do that, so we want to put curly braces here, and we're going to put one dot dot. Let's create 10. We're going to create 10 directories. All right. And then click here. So we want to validate here. We want to do ls. There you go. We got DC 1 through 10. That's how you make them in sequence. And you could do the same as with files as well. So, so as you can just to summarize here, we made a single directory called Marvel using the mkdir. We made it mkdir. We created multiple. And on the third line here, we made a sequence with DC directory. We created using these curly braces 1 through 10. So this essentially command created 10 DC 1 through DC 10. All right. So this is what and another thing about making directories, let's say they're called parent folders. So we want to make a parent folder and we want to make child directories within them. How you would do that is mkdir, and you want to use the -p flag, which is for parent. And let's go with, think of another studio. Hmm, let's go with Avengers. Avengers, one of my favorite Avengers. Spelling Avengers wrong. So, hmm, okay. So we're gonna go with Avengers. All right. We want to put a slash there, Avengers, and then slash uh Thor, Thor slash Captain America and Hulk, and let's go with another one, Iron Man, Iron Man. All right. So this essentially will create the parent. The parent folder will be Avengers, and the child will be Thor, Captain America, Hulk, and Iron Man. So let's do it. Let's click enter. All right. So to verify this, we're going to use a new command I'm going to introduce is the tree command. So the tree command will list the parent and files within different files and directories within it. So let's use tree and let's go with Avengers. There you go. So so this starts out again. The parent is Avengers. Then you have child directories: Thor, Captain America, Hulk, and Iron Man. So there we go. So that's how we create those. So so in order to be created directories, let's remove directories. So to remove directories, you're going to use the rm command. So let's list out what we have. So we want to use rm. So whenever you want to remove a directory, you're going to have to use the -r for recursive. So we're going to use -r. So we're going to use -r. Oh, sorry about that. We're going to use -r, and we're going to remove. Let's go ahead and remove Marvel. Let's go remove Marvel. Yes. going to remove Marvel. All right. So we're going to remove the marble. So we're going to remove marble. So we're going to ls. So now we don't see marble anymore. So let's make this a little challengeable here. I want to remove all the DC directories. So to do that, so what we're going to do is, like we did similarly when we created them, we're going to use the rm command -r, rm command -r. All right, and we're going to DC curly braces 1.10 and here, and we just want to yes, acknowledge, yes, 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 and yes, and yes, and yes, and yes, and let's ls -ll. All right, let's do ls. So now you don't see them anymore. So we don't see any of them. All right. So, all right, let's see here. All right, clear. All right, we don't see them anymore. So let's do another ls. So now we still have Avengers, we have Transformers still there, we have X-Men, Fantastic Four. So let's go ahead and remove all of them. So we're going to do the rm command, and we're going to -r, and we're going to do Avengers, and we're going to remove everything. Okay, yes, yes, yes. So, so as you can see, it's removing these directories because again, we're moving, so it's going to remove everything. So so the Avengers is the parent, so it's going to remove everything. So typically you don't need to use these acknowledgments, but just for testing purposes, but typically you wouldn't, but here we're just for training purposes, want to show kind of what it's doing. And as you can see here, it gives you good detail what it's doing. So let's clear. So let's ls and see what we got left. So we have X-Men, Fantastic Four. Yeah, let's just remove those as well. So let's go remove -r, and 4. Let's remove that. Yep. Now we're gonna do that. Yep. We're gonna remove that. All right. So then we're going to remove. Then we're going to remove do the backslash space here, and we're going to go same C -I, and let's go with X-Men, X-Men, X-Men. Yes. All right, so I'm going to ls. So now you don't see X-Men in here. We don't have any other superheroes here. Oh, forgot one, Transformers. So let's remove -r and Transformers. And yes, yes, let's remove it. All right, so let's remove Transformers. All right, so you ls and make sure. Okay, so all the superhero items are gone. So that is how you create directories. So let's clear this command. So let's go into creating files. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a command to create a file. So this is very simple. So to create a file, you're going to use We're going to continue our, you know what, let's go with another theme. We're going to use some science fiction theme here. So let's go touch. Let's go touch. And we're going to go with popular show you probably guys might not know unless you don't want to date myself here. Um, let's say the show called X-Files. Say we're going to create touch. We're going to create X-File dot txt. You don't usually have to write the txt, but we're just going to use it for just this purposes. So we're going to write touch a file. So you just click enter. All right. So we're going to use ls command. As you can see, xfile.txt. That's how you simple, very simple to create a file. So let's create multiple files. It's kind of similar to the mkdir command. So we're going to touch. We're going to touch. Let's go with. Hmm. Let's go with. Let's go with. It's another popular series. Let's go with. Let's go with Star Trek. So we're going to go ahead and create. We're going to create different Star Trek different sci-fi Star Trek values here. So we're gonna go touch. Oh, all right, create touch. So touch. Say what's his name? Um, mm, let's say touch. Spock. Probably spelling it wrong. Spock. Dot txt. Um, Spot.txt. Uh, we're going to go with Captain Kirk. We're just gonna put Kirk.txt. And then we're gonna go with let's just do these. Let's just do these two, Kirk and Spock. So we're gonna touch. Then we're gonna do ls. And as you can see, we have Kirk and Spock. All right. So another command, kind of similar to what we did with directories. Let's make commands in sequence. So we're gonna, as what I mean by is, let's go with. We're gonna use touch. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create, let's say, we're going to create sci-fi. We're going to create a file called sequence of files, and it's called start with sci-fi. They're going to use their curly brackets, and we're going to do sci-fi. Let's say version 1 through 5, version 1 through 5, and then we're going to have them end in a .txt. So there we go. So let's verify. Oh, it did not work the way I wanted it to. All right, let's go ahead and remove the so we don't have to use the dash R option because it's empty. So let's just use the C command and just remove that. Yep. So don't know why it keeps asking me this, but we're just gonna go with it here. So we're gonna just clear. So again, I think what I did was here. I think I know what I did when I met. All right, there we go. So I think what I did was needed to add an extra dot here, and yeah, I think that's what I got. Sci-fi version, and let's do ls. If I did the same thing, there we go. Just missing a little extra dot there. So here we go. So we created sci-fi versions 1 through 5. All right. So, so another thing what we can do is we build a sequence. We created a single file, we create multiple, and we created a sequence of files. All right. So we're going to go over next command. We're going to go over the cat command. So what we want to do is we're going to cat a file. So let's just start by we're going to use cat command to list contents of file, and we're going to go over different options of um, append. We're going to go to a append a file, overwrite a file. So let's uh let's 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 create a file. I'm going to create a file. Let's say, hmm, all right, let's say cat. Um, let's say cat. What is it? One of my favorite cartoons as a kid. Uh, Voltron. Uh, Voltron dot txt, and here. Oh, messed that up. Don't want to do that. All right. What did I do here? Okay. 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 Yeah, I gotta create. Okay. So let's touch, touch, say touch, and Voltron dot txt. All right. We create that file. So what we're going to show is we want to put some text into this file. So what I'm going to use is the echo command. I'm going to echo, and uh, let's say um, Voltron is my favorite favorite cartoon in history. In history. All right. And then we're going to point it to Voltron, Voltron.txt. All right. So let's cat slash Voltron. Oh, oh, we already did that. Okay. So as you can see, we already echoed that there. So that's how we that's how we sent it there. I think I messed up there. All right. Wrong, bad example. How embarrassing. Sorry, guys. All right. So we want to echo that into that command. So what we want to do is we want to use an operator. We want to use a use a greater than. So we're going to point this to this file here. So, all right. So we're going to cat. So let's cat Voltron. There it is. Voltron is my favorite cartoon in history. So what we did was we used the echo command. We wrote some text here. You don't have to use quotes, but we use quotes here. Then we use this operator here that's greater than, which is to write to this, add text to this file. So let's show you another operator. We're going to append this file. So we're going to add some text to this Voltron.txt file. So what we're going to do is we're going to do echo again. Oh, so well, we're going to go echo with some quotes, and we're going to say, mm, let's say, uh, GI GI Joe is my second favorite, my second favorite cartoon in his history. History. And then we're going to point, and we're going to, so we're not going to use the, we're not going to use, we're not going to overwrite this file, because if we just use the greater than sign, this will overwrite the previous text in there. This will remove Voltron as my favorite cartoon in history. So what we're going to do is going to add another. This means to append. So we're going to append to slash Voltron, no, slash Voltron.txt. So what we're going to do is cat slash Voltron.txt. There we go. All right. So we're going to show you what happens when you click the when you enter the use the first greater than symbol here, which is the overwrite. So let me see what happens when you overwrite it. So we're going to echo again. We're going to echo again. Let's say we're going to echo say I do not like this. Do not like these cartoons anymore. All right. And then we're going to overwrite this file. We overwrite this file to slash Voltron. There we go. So let's cat and see what happens. And and there we go. There we go. So what that operator did, it did overwrite those, it overwrote those two lines of text there. So be careful when you are copying text or entering text into another file. Make sure to be careful of these operators again, because you don't want to get in the habit of, let's say you wrote in a file, you kept a lot of text in a certain file, and then you want to add to it, but you use the single operator greater than symbol, and you overwritten all of the work that you put in there. So be careful of when you're using this, that it's a very powerful operator. Um, going forward, it's very, very powerful. So again, so what else I'm going to show is we're going to show how to remove a file, and not only remove a file, but contents in the file. So let's clear this screen. So we do know, so let's cat. So this is what's in Voltron.txt. So if we want to remove the file and context, we're gonna have to use we're gonna remove, and I'm gonna push dash RVF. So the RVF, so the dash R for recursive, the V is for verbose, and the F is for forcefully deleting without prompting. So what we're going to do is slash Voltron, Voltron.txt. So as you see, it's removed Voltron. So the reason why we're seeing this is because of this verbose option. So if we did not have that, it would just remove it. It just wouldn't have anything showing here, but we did remove it. So let's see if it's still there. So let's see. There's no such file directory exists. So that's how you remove files and directories. So again, let's remove some more. Here's another command here. So let's remove RM. So we're going to remove these empty files. So we're going to remove, I got a challenge here. So we're going to introduce something new here. So we're going to remove every file that ends in .txt. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove any file that ends in .txt. All right, we're on any file and then .txt. Oh yeah. Yep. So it's gonna make me do these questions. I don't know why it's doing this, but you kind of get the gist of it. So, so, but it did the job. So it removed every file that ended with .txt. So we don't have any more in here. So that is how so what we did today was we created a single directory, multiple directories, create directories in sequence. We did the same as well in files. And then we removed files and directories. So just keep in mind and be careful when you are removing, especially files that have contents in them, and especially when you're wanting to overwrite them or append them, be careful what operator to use. So, but this is a quick video on just how to create files, simple files and directories. And I will be back. I will be back tomorrow on user management. So be tuned. Stay safe, guys. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Look forward to the support here, and just thank you guys. All have a blessed day. Thank you.